Sometimes the sky doesn't just watch us, it reacts in different ways. It drops moments that even scientists struggle to explain.
You know, that's 3 out of 4 things. If we had one more thing, like an item that we could identify as being extraterrestrial, then we might say it's something from space.
In today's video, we'll witness some of the strangest things that fell from the sky.
Massive boom, like an explosion, and then the house shook.
Events no one has been able to make sense of.
And we're going to turn now to a mystery that's happening in South Jersey, okay? Something falling from the sky ripped through the roof of an auto body shop.
Local media in New Jersey reported a story that shocked everyone. On a night in April 2025, a mysterious object crashed through the ceiling of an auto repair shop in South Jersey. At first, it seemed like a meteoroid case, but then things took a strange turn. CCTV footage showed a giant fireball smashing through the roof.
So that's when I went to my cameras and I found all the videos. You eventually see like a giant fireball come through the ceiling and then everything come flying down the roof with it.
Well, it left a huge hole in the workshop too. The reality was even weirder. There was no sign of the object itself. That move made theorists believe in the idea that it could have been from another world, an extraterrestrial object falling from the sky.
There's a bright flash, there's a boom, there's a hole. You know, that's 3 out of 4 things. If we had one more thing, like an item that we could identify as being extraterrestrial, then we might say it's something from space.
The FBI investigated, but found nothing. The FAA now runs sky testing, but the town still wonders what really fell from the sky that night. Angels falling. A man was hiking along a quiet mountain trail when something strange fell from the sky. It wasn't a bird at all. It looked like a human body, but with wings. The sight struck him as holy and unreal. Later, locals confirmed the area was a spiritual spot, said to be where angels sometimes appeared. The man didn't reveal the location to keep the spot hidden from the world. In another incident, a man recorded 2 angels falling from the sky. One landed on a house roof and began walking. When they noticed the camera, both went back into the sky at incredible speed. He revealed the house belonged to a priest, and the angel's visit was meant as a divine blessing. Well, these were rare moments where heaven touched the earth for a few seconds. Falling reptiles.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Residents in South Florida were stunned on January 22nd when iguanas started falling from the sky. At first, people couldn't believe what they were seeing. The iguanas were all over in streets, yards, and sidewalks. Many thought it was a sign from above, a strange message or warning sent from the heavens. But the truth was far simpler than it. Experts revealed that a sudden cold snap hit South Florida, and the drop in temperature caused the iguanas' bodies to shut down and fall from trees. What seemed like a divine event was actually nature reacting to the cold. Strange, sudden, and unforgettable.
Got a frozen lizard. Frozen lizard.
Blue glowing stone.
The hole is about 2 foot in diameter.
Something strange landed in Williamston, South Carolina, and the town is still talking about it. Overnight, a mysterious hole appeared in a man's yard, and neighbors reported seeing fireballs streak across the sky the night before. When the man went to check, he discovered a blue stone at the impact site. Cold to the touch and softly glowing, it seemed to pulse with a life of its own, unlike anything he had seen before. The footage captured its strange behavior, drawing curiosity and fear alike. Soon, the video was viral, and theories quickly spread. Was it a meteor fragment, alien technology, or something from another world? Well, before any stance became clear, authorities took the stone soon after, and have not revealed any details yet.
This is what I found.
Flying dragon. Visitors at Disney's Magic Kingdom couldn't believe their eyes when a fire-breathing dragon suddenly appeared above New Fantasyland. It flew across the sky, shooting flames and lighting up the night. leaving people wondering if they were witnessing something out of a legend. For a few moments, it felt unreal. Later, the truth came out. The dragon was mechanical, built to fly freely without cables as part of a new attraction preview. Videos of the moment spread fast online. As the park's biggest expansion prepares to open, that flying dragon proved one thing. When it comes to imagination, even the impossible can feel real. Dragon remains. Locals near a forest claimed they discovered what looked like the body of a dragon lying on the ground. The creature was huge, with a long, reptile-like body, sharp teeth, and large clawed feet. People who saw it believe it didn't come from the forest at all, but may have fallen from the sky during the night. The discovery caused panic and quickly drew attention. Soon after, authorities arrived at the location and took the body away. No official explanation was given, and no details were shared with the public. To this day, no one knows where the creature was taken or what really happened to it, leaving the incident surrounded by mystery. Las Vegas case.
One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
On May 1st, 2023, something strange unfolded in Las Vegas. Just before midnight, a Metro police officer's body camera caught a bright object streaking through the sky. Only minutes later, a terrified family called 911, saying two non-human figures were standing in their backyard. They described them as very tall, one close to 8 feet, with large glowing eyes.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Officers rushed to the scene and even admitted they saw something fall from above. A search followed, but nothing was found. Neighbors also reported bright lights, and nearby military bases denied any activity. Whatever came down that night vanished, and the mystery still remains.
I mean, it's so interesting. So, like, the Metro officer sees something, the neighbor sees something. I mean, so what could it be?
Worm rain.
And get your video that you might be seeing on your phones through social media, and this is something which is absolutely bizarre and something that has never been witnessed before.
People in Liaoning, China were left stunned when worms appeared to fall straight from the sky. The sight was so unexpected that many residents covered their heads and hurried away, worried about being struck. Some suggested the falling objects were catkins, the long, thin growths from poplar trees. Others insisted they were actual worms swept up and dropped by strong winds. To settle the debate, specialists stepped in and gathered samples, hoping to explain what caused this strange scene and reveal what truly rained down from above.
It's raining worms or even worm-like creatures because this is something that has not been identified.
Poisoned sky. On Friday, October 24th, 2025, something unusual appeared in the sky over Subang. A dark black cloud slowly drifted down, covering rice fields and nearby homes, drawing people outside with their cameras. At first, it looked like any ordinary cloud, but then a sharp, pungent smell hit the air, like sewage or industrial waste. Subang is an industrial area, so many suspected nearby factories. Environmental activists quickly warned that poor waste control often leaves locals exposed to threat. Now, residents are worried that the cloud could be risky to their health. See locust swarm. Thousands of insects rained down from the sky in Bahrain, hitting car windows and shocking travelers on the road. Well, right before similar swarm storms had hit Africa and China, leaving devastation in their path. What is the reason behind this? Well, this rare phenomenon usually happens when food runs out or the weather shifts, forcing insects to flood towards the city. But locals near the coast tell a different story. They call them sea locusts, spirits of the ocean punishing anyone who angers the waters. For the two men trapped in the swarm, it didn't feel natural. It felt like the sea itself was sending a warning, a mysterious signal that humans were not meant to ignore. Space debris.
A flaming chunk of suspected space junk has crash-landed in WA's outback.
On October 18th, at a mining site in rural Western Australia, workers found a strange black object on the ground. It looked burned, as if it had fallen from the sky, yet it seemed placed there carefully. When police checked it, they said it was made of carbon fiber, the same material used in satellites and rocket tanks.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. That looks like a fuel tank from a rocket.
Soon after, NASA called it space debris and closed the case. But many people were not convinced. Some believe it was part of a secret space machine guided to land in this empty place so nobody would panic. Instead of explaining what it really was, they simply called it debris to hide the truth from the public. Tiny winged being. A woman in her garden found a mysterious tiny being. At first, she thought it was a butterfly, but then she saw a tiny figure, shaped almost like a miniature human, with delicate wings. For a second, it felt unreal, as if the fairy tale she heard as a child had suddenly come to life. She watched it closely, afraid to move. The creature looked gentle, almost beautiful, but there was something unsettling about its eyes. People say beings like this are not always friendly. They can fool you, trick you, and disappear before anyone else sees them, leaving you to wonder if it was ever really there at all. Ice impact.
Maybe something had fallen off the roof at first. Kind of looked out some windows, couldn't see anything, and then came to the back of the house and saw this almighty hole in the ground with white.
A quiet morning turned into chaos when a huge block of ice suddenly fell from the sky and slammed into a family's backyard. The Helliwell family heard a loud boom that shook their house, sending everyone rushing outside in fear.
5 to 11 heard a massive boom, like an explosion, and then the house shook.
In the middle of their lawn was a deep crater, nearly 5 feet wide, with chunks of ice scattered everywhere. There were no storms, no planes overhead, just a clear sky moments before impact. No one could explain how such a massive piece of ice came crashing down out of nowhere. To this day, the incident leaves people wondering what really fell from above.
So then did come outside to see and saw that it was obviously ice. It was massive.
Crashed relic. Residents of Mbuni East in Makueni were left confused after a loud sound echoed through the area and a strange object was found on the ground. People say it was partially burnt, heavy, and made of dense metal, nothing like scrap they'd seen before. The shape looked like a broken piece of a UFO or flying saucer that malfunctioned mid-air. There were no reports of aircraft in the area, and nothing official explained it. For locals, one thing feels certain. Whatever fell that day did not seem to belong to Earth at all. Fish rain. During a quiet day, people were stunned by an unbelievable sight. Fish falling from the sky. Cars stopped in the streets as dozens of fish landed on the pavement, flopping helplessly as if pulled from some invisible river above. No one could explain why it happened. Was it a glitch in nature? A portal from another world that made their fish fall into our world? Or something we don't yet understand? These strange skyfalls keep popping up across the globe, and every time they look more unnatural than the last. Rain is supposed to clean the earth, but when it brings down living creatures, it feels like something isn't right up there. Fallen sphere. In a small village of India, villagers gathered near an open field after witnessing a strange sight in the sky. According to them, a shiny silver ball-shaped object suddenly fell straight down and landed in the field. Moments later, people rushed toward the spot, finding the object had hit the ground. No aircraft was heard, and nothing else was seen falling nearby. The area was sealed till further investigation. Villagers now believe the object could be a crashed surveillance device, something not meant for us at all. If it really came from beyond Earth, then whatever data it holds could reveal how long we've been watched and what was being studied. Blue light in river.
About to jump my forehead. Holy shit, what is that?
For a while, people across the country had been talking about something strange. In places like Philadelphia, and even all the way in Hawaii, they said they saw a thin blue line glowing in the sky. No one understood what it was, but the reports kept coming. Then, near the Delaware River in the USA, a man saw the same blue light. He watched as it floated quietly above the water. Slowly, it dipped down, sinking into the river until only the glowing top remained. After a moment, it rose again, then went back down, like it was testing the water. It didn't look like a drone. Many thought it was a UFO. And with only 5% of the ocean explored, some believe the rest might be hiding alien bases.
Oh my god, it went in the water.
Wormhole UFO. A strange video has been making the rounds online, and it's left people arguing non-stop. The clip shows a glowing object appearing in the sky, surrounded by what looks like a burst of energy. It doesn't fall like a meteor, and it doesn't move like any aircraft either. Instead, it seems to arrive, almost as if it slipped through the air itself. Some researchers suggest it could be evidence of something entering our world, maybe even a UFO. NASA hasn't made any official statement, leaving experts and the public guessing. Whatever it was, it didn't behave like anything we know, and that uncertainty is what makes it so unsettling. Living rock.
A veces me engaña, yo pienso que es como un músico.
In Panama, a video went viral after a man claimed a meteorite had fallen into his backyard. At first, it looked like a normal rock. Irregular in shape, dark and rough, the kind you'd expect from space. He picked it up and kept it in his house, proud of his rare find that everyone online began discussing as a meteorite. That's when things got weird. Over time, the object changed shape. It started stretching, growing thin strands, and looked nothing like a rock anymore. Some clips even showed it moving slightly, making people think it was alive. Fearing it, the man finally decided not to keep it anymore and released it into a nearby river.
Es crecido bastante.
Metal rain particles. Right after a powerful storm, a man entered his home and noticed something unusual. Tiny black spots were scattered across every surface, moving as if they had a life of their own. At first, he thought they were mosquito larvae, but as he looked closer, the truth was far stranger. The spots weren't insects at all. There were thousands of tiny metallic particles. They seemed almost alive, moving as if drawn by some invisible force. While here is reality to it. Experts said storms picked up metal dust from factories or minerals and dropped it back with the rain. That day, the sky didn't just pour water, it unleashed a metallic storm that looked like it belonged in a sci-fi movie.
C'est pas des larves de moustiques. Ça se regroupe. Ça fait que de se regrouper partout.
Beetle-shaped UFO. A shopkeeper in Mexico was standing outside his store when he noticed a dark, strange object floating silently in the sky. At first, he thought it was just a balloon, but there was no string, and it didn't move like air could carry it. When the footage was examined later, the object looked even more bizarre, with two long shapes hanging down, almost like a giant floating beetle. The military denied drones or aircraft moments. People worldwide now say UFOs no longer appear as classic metal discs. They're taking on strange forms, possibly to observe us without being noticed. The shopkeeper's clip is just another example of the sky's growing mysteries. Signal clouds. In Russia, the sky told a story that shook the nation. A shopkeeper outside his store noticed strange flashes. Thinking of cloud lighting, he zoomed. But there was a line from which those flashes were coming. It was a perfect pattern. Even no weather phenomena justify this. But ufologists were stunned. The pattern suggested a hidden mothership, using flashes as signals, maybe to another craft, or even back to its home world. The Russian military offered no answers, leaving experts and citizens to connect the dots. What once seemed ordinary clouds now hinted at invisible visitors. The sky had revealed a secret, and people couldn't look at it the same way again. Silent abduction.
What the
People in New Jersey had heard strange stories before, but this one felt different. Late at night in 2024, a resident heard loud beeping outside his home. When he stepped out, he saw a strange object flying low over the street. It glowed with colorful lights, moving slowly like it was searching for something. Things took a scary turn when, after that sighting, a scientist from the area went missing. With growing strange shapes of UFOs, this time it pointed to one thing: a possible UFO encounter, but not for surveillance, but abduction this time.
What?
Fallen object. In the Miami Mall, locals couldn't believe their eyes when a huge cigar-shaped object floated without a sound. At first, people thought it was some kind of advertising stunt, until strange legs started emerging. Dozens, maybe hundreds of alien beings, each more terrifying than the last. The scene was like something out of your worst nightmares. Panic spread, but within seconds, the video ended. Later, authorities said it was just debris, and the story quietly disappeared. But witnesses knew what they saw. For years, rumors whispered that malls were being used as quiet landing spots. Maybe this wasn't a mishap. Maybe they came on purpose, and they're not finished yet with their hidden mission. Forbidden specimen. A worker near an experimental lab was finishing his shift when something caught his eye in a roadside puddle. At first, it looked like a tiny body, but as he approached, the horror became clear. A pale, fetus-like form lay curled up, its oversized head and undeveloped limbs unlike anything in nature. People instantly called it an alien fetus, and it was hard to argue otherwise. The real fear came from its location. Right next to a secretive research facility, the discovery hints at experiments gone wrong. Maybe alien genetics, maybe a hidden cloning project. Whatever it wasn't meant to be seen. Hidden watcher. In Veracruz, Mexico, a man captured something strange while driving, a silver, ball-shaped object floating above a mountain in the clouds. It didn't just hover, it slowly descended, then disappeared, as if slipping into a hidden spot. Those who saw the footage are convinced it was a UFO. But why there? Was it monitoring the mountain, or is the mountain hiding a secret entrance? Let me know your thoughts. Angel light. Late one night, an ordinary security patrol inside an Indian shopping mall turned into something unforgettable. As the guard walked through the empty corridors, a bright light suddenly appeared from above. Within seconds, it spread outward, clearly forming the shape of wide, feather-like wings made entirely of light. Before anyone could make sense of it, the glowing figure shot straight upward and vanished instantly. The brief shape closely matched descriptions of divine messengers found in ancient scriptures. Those who watched the footage later felt it wasn't random at all, but a rare moment meant to remind people that higher forces may still reveal themselves when least expected. Skywalker. People in Russia caught something strange in the sky, and it instantly got everyone talking. What showed up was a dark, human-shaped figure moving through the air on its own, like a person flying without any support. The video wasn't very clear, which only made it more confusing. Still, the shape was obvious enough to spark theories. Some think it could be advanced alien tech, something way beyond what humans have. Others say it looked more like a witch from old folklore, flying freely across the sky. With no clear answer, the mystery is still wide open. Silent invasion. People across the town reported seeing dozens of similar objects hovering silently in the sky. They stayed fixed above buildings, moving slowly, almost as if they were scanning the area from above. For a brief moment, many feared something far bigger was about to happen, like the start of an alien invasion. The objects simply hovered, finished whatever they were doing, and then disappeared one by one. The sky returned to normal, but the feeling that the town had just been observed never went away. Bright spheres. People keep spotting glowing orbs in the sky, and sightings like this are becoming hard to ignore. During a flight cruising at around 35,000 feet, a passenger recorded several bright spheres floating calmly above the clouds. They were silent, steady, and didn't move like planes or drones at all. Seeing one light would already feel strange, but seeing multiple orbs at that height made it unsettling. They weren't passing by. They seemed to stay in place, almost as if they were observing the aircraft. Many believe moments like this suggest our skies aren't empty anymore, and we may not be alone up there. Frog storm. In Vietnam, the sky didn't bring rain. It brought frogs. During a storm, thousands of frogs suddenly fell from the clouds, covering roads, rooftops, and yards. A local resident captured the shocking moment on video, and the clip spread fast online. Many people feared it was some kind of divine warning or curse, especially because of how sudden and widespread it was. Later, experts explained what really happened. The strong winds from Typhoon Boalui likely formed a waterspout, lifting the frogs from ponds and carrying them through the sky before dropping them miles away. Nature has a strange way of reminding us how powerful and unpredictable it truly is. Mystery ovals. A strange discovery in an open field sparked wild talk online. A man claimed he had found what looked like an alien egg, smooth, oval, and unlike anything seen before. Not long after, another egg-shaped object was found nearby, this one compared to a dinosaur egg. The timing felt odd, and people began connecting the dots. What if these objects didn't come from the ground at all? Some believe they may have fallen from the sky, possibly dropped during a breakup of something above Earth. If that's true, then these weren't fossils. They were deliveries, and whatever sent them may still be watching to see what happens next. Dragon remains. A video from China caught a lot of attention after villagers gathered around a massive 65-foot-long skeleton stretched across an open field. The remains appeared long and snake-like, with a skull that many said resembled the classic dragon seen in ancient stories. People stood in silence, unsure of what they were looking at. It could be proof that dragons once walked the earth, or even unknown ancient animals. No clear explanation was ever given, and the bones were later removed. Until today, the true origin of that skeleton remains a mystery that refuses to fade. Backyard satellite.
Never know what's going to happen. This baby fell out of the sky and landed in our yard.
A quiet day in Saginaw County turned unforgettable when a couple spotted an unfamiliar object lying in their backyard. What had fallen from the sky wasn't debris. It was a satellite, still attached to its parachute. Not long after, the truth came out. The satellite belonged to Samsung and had been launched just days earlier for a special project, capturing the world's first selfie from orbit. Weather conditions caused it to descend sooner than planned, landing safely in a rural area instead. A company representative later arrived to recover the device, but not before the couple did something unforgettable. They snapped a selfie with a satellite that literally dropped into their lives.
This baby fell out of the sky and landed in our yard.
Jelly hail.
I came out into the garden and there was a very dark yellow sky, which was very unusual in colour, and a very short, sharp hailstorm.
On January 27th, 2012, a resident came home after a heavy hailstorm and noticed the sky had turned a strange dark yellow. The hail had already stopped, but something unusual was left behind. Scattered across the garden were small blue jelly-like balls. They didn't melt. They didn't dissolve in water, and they weren't solid like normal ice. Whenever someone tried to pick them up, they broke apart and slipped through their fingers. Experts suggested it might be pollution trapped inside the hail, while the man was sure it was something far more unusual that had fallen from the sky.
Only one idea. I think it might be some kind of atmospheric pollution that's been caught up in the hailstones, and it's solidified, jellied out, and not gone crystally.
Burning sky. In Chandigarh, India, a family stepped outside and noticed something strange in the sky. It looked like something was burning, almost breaking apart as it moved. Not long after, scientists stepped in and explained it away as space debris from a Chinese long rocket re-entering the atmosphere. Still, many people aren't convinced. Whether it was just debris or something far less ordinary, that burning shape left people staring at the sky long after it vanished. Sealed orb. This all happened on May 1st, 2025. People in Buga, Colombia noticed a strange metal ball hovering in the sky, and then it suddenly dropped to the ground. The smooth, round object didn't look like any satellite part. Soon after, an X-ray specialist tested the sphere. The scans showed a very thick outer shell, proving it wasn't hollow at all. Inside, there were several layers. Even more confusing, 16 small points were found around the center, believed to be tiny microspheres. No one could clearly explain what they were for. Since then, the object has been taken away and sealed under government secrecy. No more information is allowed to be shared. Blinking lights.
I see something like falling down from the sky. It had like blinking lights and like looked like it was like on fire or something.
Local media weren't reporting storms this time. They were reporting something unexplainable in the sky. In McCormick, a woman noticed strange lights descending rapidly, but this wasn't a meteor. Meteors don't blink or move with such slow, precise motions. She grabbed her phone and filmed the scene. When she zoomed in, the 3 blinking lights were part of one single, strange object hovering above. Authorities had no reports of any landing, and it was officially labeled an unidentified object. This incident joined a growing list of baffling sightings. Another case that hinted at UFO activity quietly happening above us. Sky octopus.
That's in the sky right now, everybody. What the f are those?
A recently declassified video shocked viewers worldwide. Strange objects floated silently across the sky. They weren't drones. Each had long, thin tentacles, twisting like giant flying octopuses. Some guessed secret military experiments. Others whispered about mysterious sky creatures last seen in the 1950s. Days later, Zhejiang Province, China, turned into chaos. Hundreds of tentacled creatures fell from the clouds, landing on cars and streets. Suddenly, people began connecting the two events, some fearing a curse from the heavens. Specialists attempted to calm fears with a natural explanation, claiming the creatures were lifted from the ocean and carried inland before falling over the city. But explanations did little to ease the tension. Long after, people still looked up, uneasy, asking the same question: what if it happens again? Falling flight. Have you ever seen birds raining from the sky? That's exactly what happened in Chihuahua, Mexico. A flock of yellow-headed blackbirds was flying calmly when, without warning, they all tumbled down. Some didn't make it, while others managed to escape. A security camera caught the bizarre scene, leaving experts scratching their heads. Could something in the air, like fumes from a nearby heater or power lines, have confused them? No one knew for sure. The event reminded locals of Jatinga, India, where birds mysteriously fall on certain nights. Some folks even joked that aliens were running a secret mind control test. What do you think? Let me know. Extraterrestrial life form. In Peru, a strange incident caught everyone's attention after a video surfaced showing a weird creature found on a nearby farm. Witnesses claimed a UFO was seen flying low before dropping something onto the land. When locals checked the area, they discovered a blobby, soft-looking life form on the ground. It seemed to have a number of eyes moving and blinking. Soon after, it was handed over to a scientist for study. No clear update is yet shared. Beach anomaly. A resident of Long Island uncovered disturbing footage while cleaning the basement of his newly purchased home. The old film, dated to the 1950s, showed a dark, motionless body lying on a quiet beach on Plum Island. At first glance, the figure looked human, but its body shape and features felt wrong. The body could be linked to Building 257, a site long surrounded by rumors of secret experiments. The footage left behind an eerie image that continues to trouble anyone who sees it, raising the question of what really happened on that beach all those years ago. Lake intruder.
Mientras que para otros de un animal no identificado.
Back in 2009, in Cerro Azul region of Panama, a quiet afternoon near a lake turned frightening for a group of teenagers. While playing by the water, they noticed a pale creature resting near the shore. It was roughly a meter long, with a bloated stomach and unusually long fingers ending in sharp claws. One look was enough to send them running. News spread quickly, and fear settled over the village. No one could agree on what the creature was. Maybe a sloth, or a new species. Authorities later closed off the lake to investigate. To this day, no clear answers have surfaced.